Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
Smile Design Studios. Smile Design Studios, family and cosmetic dentistry, offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. Call us today at 281-969-7388 or visit our website at www.sdshouston.com.
Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
What up, what up? Welcome back to That Boom Bap. I am your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. And of course, you can find me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snappity, chatting my ass off at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. The main man, Reem Supreme, is out this week, but of course, holding down that secondary seat, sitting right across from me, is none other than the illustrious, the internationally known Layla E. Layla, what up, though?
I'm feeling that intro.
You like that?
Yeah.
You like that shit?
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta big you up.
Man.
This is your show.
And I'm in Reem's seat.
You got
so
this,
weird.
though. Shit, next you'll be in my seat. I'm already planning it.
You've been saying that a lot lately.
I'm just saying I am, though. I'm that shit is already coming down the pipe. I'm just letting you know this is your show now. So, hey, do what you need to do.
I see what you're doing.
I'm
I
just
got you.
keeping it a
Got
buck.
you.
But how you doing, though? You feel good?
I'm good. Just a little jelly that, Reem is in Paris.
Paris, eating brie and shit. Going
Yeah,
gorillas.
They need a lot of seasoning on their food.
Yeah.
They looked at me funny when I took out my Tabasco
Come
at the
on,
restaurant.
real rap,
And,
though. Like,
hey,
it's bland.
yeah.
It's bland in that land.
It is.
So,
But the dessert is fabulous.
Indeed.
Hope you're having fun, Reem.
yes, indeed. Make sure you hit us up. And if you want to Skype in, like, text me or hit me in Slack. We may be able to get you Skyped in real quick if you want to do something, Reem. So just let us know. It's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning over there and shit. But for those that are tuned in right now, remember, we go Facebook Live for the first 15, 20 minutes or so. So if you've got a question, make sure you drop that shit in because we will be gone after that. And you got to go subscribe. But it's not just us in the building, which is always a great thing. Let me give you a little backstory. I met this young man at a podcast meetup here in Houston. And he was one of the most tenacious young men I've ever seen in my life from that Midwest. One of the most intellectually inclined gentlemen when it surrounds the idea of podcasts and his vision for taking his show to the next level. And of course, throughout all that time, we had to get him on the goddamn show. It's none other than the podcaster himself of Inaudible Ruckus, Mr. Low Gross is in the building. What up?
What up? What up, though?
It is, my G. What's
Thank y'all
good?
for having me, man.
Thanks for coming, man.
I'm good. I had to fight through the Houston traffic. I'm a North Sider. I'm officially a North Sider. It's been 5 years, so I could claim the North Side.
How you feel about that?
It's cool. I
You
like
sure?
the vibe.
You like the vibe on the north side?
It reminds me of Detroit.
Oh, well, you goddamn it. You're right. Here's the funny part. I've never even been to Detroit, but north side's a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little, in that's by design. I won't get political right now, maybe later. But, that shit's by design. Yeah. But I'm glad to see that, there's still dollars circulating. Yeah. Slim Thug's doing his thing and sewing back in with his Boss Hog Construction. Yeah. So there are things that are happening on that side of Houston, which is great. And I'm looking forward to more dollars continuing to circulate in our communities and everybody rising because that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Talk a little bit about what you doing there, man, over at Raucous. What's going
Oh
on?
man, everything is work. Slowly just trying to build out the platform.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as with most hustlers and everything, it's all about trying to build it from scratch.
Indeed.
You know, the American dream.
Yeah.
Um,
And when did that dream come to? When did you have that dream? Like when was? Walk us back in time for that, man.
I would say 13 years old.
Nice.
13 years old. I grew up in Detroit, so I always trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up in a bad neighborhood, so I mean the obvious like choices
Yeah.
were there, but I'm like, nah, I got to figure out what I want to do with myself. Everybody's like, man, you just love to talk. You talk so much. So at 13, I'm on my way to school, and I'm riding, and I ended up going to a communications high school.
Yeah.
So I ended up riding to school, and I was listening to Russ Parr Morning Show. And I looked, and I was like, man, I could do this. I can get paid to like talk junk and listen to music. That's what I'm gonna do.
How about that
That's
shit?
literally
That
how
dope?
it started.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. So I'm at a communications high school and everything, and it's college prep, so they're really pressing the issue about like going to college. My mom was like militant about going to school, education.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started when graduation came. It was like, well, getting close to graduation, I'm like, all right, well, who has the best broadcast program in the state or whatever? So I wanted to go to Central Michigan. Ended up not going to Central Michigan, but going to Bowling Green State University on a scholarship in Ohio.
Dang.
And so the first thing I did when I got there,
Scholarship.
oh no, so just to be clear, this podcast radio thing, this is my basketball. Like this got me like out the
I
hood.
like
I,
that.
got a scholarship,
real
this
rap,
and that.
though.
So like when you see me every Friday, like doing my show, just me dribbling my basketball everywhere. Like,
Okay.
so that's why I look like I feel like I'm one of them ball players, something like Bird, Magic, or somebody. You know, I got dough, I can lead a league, but is they still gonna love me the same?
Yeah.
But you know, that's how I started from there. And you know, I started doing college radio and interning. Like, in the summertime, I would do like street team stuff, like for a lot of the different radio stations in Detroit.
Yeah.
But you know, that's where it started, and that's kind of how it stayed. And then it just turned into something else down the line.
Ain't that some shit, man? That is always been in your blood.
Yeah.
And that's basically what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
you've lived and breathed this thing.
That's
man,
dope.
That is. That's
So the tenacity you described, that's where that comes
That's
from.
what's
Like
up.
this is a 13-year-old's dream, and I'm just trying to like fight for it every day.
Yeah, you've been 100 about this shit ever since I met you, man. And not everybody has that same push and drive in them, especially as podcasters, because it can be tumultuous because you're doing, especially if you're solo dolo and you're doing everything yourself. You're wearing so many hats, and you do that shit flawlessly. So, man, salute to you.
I'm
Big
glad
up,
y'all
man.
see it that way. Now.
That's how it is, man.
Appreciate it, though.
No
Appreciate
doubt,
it.
no doubt. And salute to Reem. We see you. What up, my G? We
up,
see
though?
you at 145 over there getting it in, man. We appreciate you tuning in, bro. Like real rap. If you want to Skype in, let me know. We can hook that shit up during the ad break or some shit. But one of the things we want to talk about today on the show, obviously, surrounds the idea of this new power of independent artists. And they're growing in a way that is obviously taking dollars and resources away from the traditional lines of companies managing these people, giving these weak ass 360 deals and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you deal a lot with independent artists. Am I right?
Yeah, yep. So one of the marketing, I mean, it's a marketing tactic, but it was more so also kind of helping me build my brand out, which was working with independent artists. So what I did was, I was going to these showcases. Shout out to JC Seals III. He has a showcase at Warehouse Live this Sunday. So if y'all listening out there, y'all make sure y'all check that out. But I started going to his shows.
Yeah.
And I got to meet all these different artists. And I just started playing artists like on my show because when you do the podcast thing, if you use content that's like owned by the record label, they're gonna flag it, they're gonna snatch it down, this and that. So I just said, well, I'm gonna be for the streets. I'm gonna support the local artists. I'm gonna do it like a radio show. So I have like 6 slots. I play one segment, do 2 songs, come back, do another segment, do 2 more songs. Do another segment, end with 2 more songs.
Yeah, that's dope though.
And like do it that way. But then also what I'm doing is, so if it's an artist, I'm attaching myself to their fan base, but then they're attaching themselves to my listeners as well. And we just kind of just work together that way.
That's what's up, man.
So what have you discovered that just blew your ears out?
There's a lot of heat in these streets, man.
a
Like
lot.
in the streets. Not, and I know everybody waits till stuff hits viral, or you wait till like you see a couple people, not even so much mainstream, but you know, there's still that independent tier of artists where like we know that they kind of making noise. But even these people that perform at these shows where it's only like 20, 30 people there, and
Yeah.
they just trying to get on, so they perform at these open mic nights and stuff.
Yeah.
It's some talented people out there. They just need people that's gonna listen to them.
Yeah, give them an actual shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And no, go ahead. What you
No,
about to say?
go ahead.
You know what I'm about to say?
What you about to
Because we got some heat though. We got some of that street heat right here. Because guess what we're heading to? Our track of the week.
Who we got?
So this week's track of the week comes from this young gentleman that kind of caught me off guard. First time I heard about him, and I'm in the city of Houston and shit, and it's fucking Sway in the morning, and the dude says, I'm from Houston, and I'm like, who's this cat named Toby? Toby anyway. I'm like, who are you? I've never heard of this cat.
Repping that
And
SWAT.
Repping that SWAT.
Yes.
And he brought some heat. And one of the latest things we've seen come out from Toby was this joint. I'm trying to think of the person he worked with on it. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But the song in particular, I think we're going to show the video for this. It's titled 10 Toes. Let's let this shit rock for a brief minute. Tim Woods.
Anybody ride for me? All my enemies try to slide on me. 10 toes down without a 9 on me. Cause who could be against me if God for me? Though they try to block my purpose.
It's a little weird.
Take it to the unemployment line, cause it's not working. Couldn't hold me down, what was a hole up? Feet planted in the ground until I rose up. Look at how hard they tried to hold us. They'll smell the flowers before it's over. They shouldn't wanna stunt no more. They can even stunt my growth. They the ones who coming up show. If I gotta sleep with one eye closed, luckily I got 2 more. They respect you in your field until you kneel in it. Only way to keep the peace if they can kill with it.
So we hadn't gotten into Toby's part yet, but he has such an interesting flow that makes me gravitate and want to know more about him. And that's one of the things I think that's important about independent artists, is the fact that they bring something different to the table that you're not accustomed to. So it makes your ears perk up. It's almost like seeing someone attractive walk by you that is different than that's inside of your norm.
Yeah.
And it catches your eye. In this case, Toby and his style, even some of the design cues he takes from his videos.
Yeah.
It's a little different, but
And
I
you
think that's
gotta
necessary.
love that. It's so fresh.
Yeah.
It's so fresh. Like I think this is his part right here for 10 Toes.
Yeah.
Love me, fat be on my head like scullies when my flow get rusty, so I must be tip top with a flow disgusting enough to disrupt the flow of those that duck the power of Jah. You know the flow hot. You see all my skies, but give me applause because I'm real. I show my naked on tracks and they ask how does
Goddamn
it feel?
sandals and socks.
But he's so gutter though. Like
Well,
when you listen
or
to
to
his
D'Angelo,
stuff,
I
Yeah.
understand
Like,
you
it's-
was similar to before
And I love that he
evangelicals
always has
taught me
his
about
wife
brown
in,
sugar.
I
Can't turn my
don't know
nose
who
up
the
at
other
no
young
lady
ladies
is.
and brown boogers.
Yeah.
I still keep my ear to the street like a sound hooker.
They can't set us up.
Yeah,
And it's just a perfect setup. It's like you have to appreciate someone who doesn't want to be part of the norm.
Yeah.
And with following his catalog and everything that he's been putting out weekly, he's definitely very, very proud to be of Nigerian descent. He showcases his love for the SWAT. He showcases his love for Africa. He showcases his love for his wife. He showcases his love for words and style, and I think that is the dopest part about him, is that if you were to see him, you wouldn't really know where he's from unless you actually hear his words of saying Houston and the SWAT. But this is going to be one of the biggest artists to blow up out of Houston.
Yeah.
I am putting my money on that. And he actually has his first solo concert coming out, I believe, August 19th.
That's correct.
So definitely, if you're in the Houston area and want to check out an
White
artist
Oak.
that's going to blow up, you definitely need to check that out.
Yep, White Oak Music Hall, 8 p.m. show. Make sure y'all check that shit out. And, of course, grab his latest album. That's called The Originals. He's got some
Fire,
13
too.
tracks on there, a little under 35 minutes. Make sure y'all rock with that shit. And at the same time, that's the type of music that'll put a smile on your face. Put a smile on your face. Speaking of which, this particular portion of the show is sponsored by Smile Design Studios. So, Smile Design Studios Family and Cosmetic Dentistry offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. If you're not sure what you need, don't worry. Dr. Ellis and her team are happy to meet with you to go over your patient history and goals and offer professional recommendations. Let Smile Design Studios make you smile. Call them today at 281-969-7388 or check out their website at sdshouston.com to schedule your appointment today. All new patients receive a free gift and $50 off your first dental treatment. Smile Design Studios looks forward to providing excellent care for you and your family. So, exactly. Get that pearly white. Make sure that shit's right. Man, $50 off your first dental treatment. Just let them know you heard about it at the Sphere. Do that. But yeah, Toby is a G.
Yeah, I've been hearing his name buzzing around for the past couple months. I know he's been putting in a lot of work before then, but like literally, like if you ask around, like he has next. And I was talking to a guy who was trying to put together the show at Warehouse, and he was like, "We just trying to." There's this Toby guy that everybody's talking about, and he said he met him a couple years back just performing out in front of the Toyota Center, like not even on an official, like, but just rapping, just standing on, so like
That's
old
that
school,
passion.
just like word of mouth. And I think, and we talked about it from watching the video, but having that different like approach instead of hanging out in front of the radio station trying to catch the program director and pass out your CD, it's like, no, like I'm just gonna go over here, I'm gonna do my thing, and the people gonna feel me, and if they gonna feel me, like it'll bring them in, and if they don't, then they'll keep walking, but somebody gonna feel this. And I feel like that's evident, like you said, on the originals. Like it's so, it's only 13 tracks, but it feels deeper than like what it really is there.
Yeah. There's great construction in that album, and that's what you don't. It doesn't feel like something that was manufactured in a factory. It felt like somebody who decided to pour some sweat equity into it, and that's what you want, and especially from an independent artist perspective. Talk about some of the people you've worked with, or people that like, you know what, their music is things that people really need to be aware of.
So there's a couple dudes, as I mentioned, the one artist, JC Seals III, he's a guy from Tulsa. He's been down here for a couple years. We linked up, and he throws the showcase at Warehouse. He has a couple projects that he's dropping, but I met a lot of guys through there. And so literally I started with my podcast I started 6 artists. So some of them was my little cousins and some of the people that rap back in Detroit, back at home. So going to his shows is kind of how I was able to like build out my rotation, so to speak. So I started with those 6 people, and I think I have over like 50 some odd artists.
Nice.
So
you built a whole goddamn catalog of artists.
And so literally, but it's a little bit of program directing too, because it's like they don't have marketing teams, so I have to like reach out to them like, hey bro, can you send whatever new stuff you got, send it to me. Hey, I see you got this video for this. Can you send me the file so I can add that to the rotation anytime? But it's a guy on the north side. He's my favorite like underground artist. Dude's name Tony Del Fresco. He out of Acres Homes.
Yeah, heard of him.
Hey, it's an experience.
Really,
it's an experience. Like for me personally, like it's so much grit and like it's a spiritual experience or something, because he got that griminess to him, man, and he called himself the Trap Barry White. Yeah, but it's like he got this like. I feel like it's a blend of the old Houston sound with the chopped and screwed stuff, but the new Houston sound with the Travis Scott and this and that. So he paying homage, but he's still pushing it forward. So he one of my favorites. It's a group of brothers called All the Way Up. They out of Austin. One of them is Red the Rebel, the other one is Rare Homie. They a tandem, but they sing and rap. And I think they're gonna be performing at Warehouse too. But like I like them, I appreciate they grind. But they do a lot of different shows around the Texas area. So between Dallas, San Antonio, Austin. It's so many. I don't want to leave nobody out.
No, I mean there's a lot
down in the street.
We've had a few in here. You know, Freddie and G, the boy, came in, and Freddie just destroyed it, man, with some of the work he was doing. Noah Archangel, he's got a whole crew of cats here in Houston with Grind Season and what these guys are cooking up. You know, shout out to Noah. What up, my G? Bow up. That's what that's his shit. But you know, there's cats out here grinding and working, and I think that's the biggest thing that that we love about an independent artist is the, I used the word earlier, the tenacity. Somebody who's willing to do whatever it takes, like standing out in front of the goddamn Toyota Center and getting the exposure necessary to take themselves to the next level. Because everybody's not willing to do that. And which means that perhaps that shouldn't be your ministry. You shouldn't be out here in this space trying to rap if you're not willing to do what it takes to get to that success that you truly want.
Yep.
So speaking of getting to that level, that success you truly want, y'all ass ain't gonna get to the end of this podcast on Facebook. We love you. Tanya, what's up? I see you in the building. Reem, I love you, my G. I appreciate you, good sir, each and every goddamn week for the last several years. This show would not be here if it was not for you, my G. And I always want to say that publicly. This was Reem's, technically this is his goddamn brainchild more so than mine. I just provide the technical aspect. This is his shit. But Facebook Livers, we love y'all. We support y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. But you've got to go subscribe to get the rest of the show. So head over to sphere.tv/boom bap. We've got a few options for you. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeartRadio. Shit, we're everywhere. Spotify. Anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find that Boom Bap. And of course, while you're there, share it out with your family, your friends, your colleagues. Share it with your lovers, share it with your haters, your side pieces. Anyone and everyone you know that needs to get this content, make sure you share that shit. And give us that constructive criticism. We want to know how we're doing. Do you like our segments? Do you like our guests? Let us know what you feel about our show. Hit those likes, those stars. Give us those comments, because that's going to help us build better material for you all. And if you're truly riding with us each and every week, you love what we're doing, sow a seed. Go over to sphere.tv/donate. We've got a few options. You can donate one time right on the website, or if you're truly rolling with us, head over to Patreon. Just click that little button, and you can become a subscription-based donator. We're going to get you some exclusive content that's just for you. So, show's not ending, folks, but we want to say make sure you go subscribe right here at the Sphere. So, it's keeping this shit rolling. Obviously, we got a lot of heat that happens here locally, but there's some international heat as well. Layla, am I right?
Oh my God, yes.
Talk about some of the things that's popping overseas, though.
Well, I have been following UK hip hop grime for the last 6-7 years, and I love it. And I kind of wish it would like pop off more over here, and it's slowly, finally getting the lane that it needs to hit America. But
and you called it grime, right?
Yeah, so they have UK rap, and then they have grime.
From not just for me, but break it down for everybody.
Is that like their trap?
What's the difference between?
I think we should do a whole episode one day.
We should.
On grime. Because essentially grime is just rapping on a faster beat. So it sounds a little offbeat, but it's not. It's like you got to catch it. It's like
Detroit rap.
Is it?
Detroit rap?
Like on a house beat or some shit?
Nah, the old school, like the street sound, the T Grizzly type of flow. Okay. That's the real Detroit sound.
Yeah.
It's somewhat offbeat, but it's purposeful. Like
and then you get right back into like double
E40
Dutch.
old school E40 type of flow.
I never thought about it like that actually.
That's because nobody know the real Detroit sound. But go ahead.
Somebody's gonna introduce us. But I think that one of the dopest people for me to bring up on that Boom Bap is the first British female rapper on the cover of XXL Freshman for this year, which is, you can say her name two ways. You can say Steph London, or you can say Steph London. She is super dope. She's not a typical rapper in a sense, because she also likes to sing. And a little bit about her, she's from East London. She's a Jamaican British rapper and singer. And she started doing this back in 2013. She uploaded her first YouTube video of her rapping. And then from there, 2016 was her year. Jeremiah, I don't know if y'all remember that song London that he had featuring Krypton Conan and her singing on it. And then she came up with her own thing, Real Ting and 16 Shots. And that took her off the charts. And that's what got a lot of people interested in her. So I think that we should look at her double XL freshman cipher and see what y'all think about it first.
Okay, let's rock that shit out. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna bring that shit right on in. Hey, there we go.
Honeycomb P, no queen, I'm a goddess, I'm a certified G. D, say it like you're ready for the D. If you all about your money, then you're all about me. Just know, Eastside, we don't say show, cause it's real out here, big up the T-Do. Oh, Clapton brothers on toes, look out for pagans, shoot at the po-po. Done too cold like snowman, can drop my paper like postman. I make y'all run like roadman, if my money comes short like Conan. Watch when I pull up them dip. Gal get dip up like she pun dick. If gal hiccup finger, nah hitch. Gal get wet up like she just pissed. Enough gal talk, but they don't do shit. When they see me from road, them gal they just scram. Don't think cause I got Pete, I'm shook. Gal will get shot like 100 grams. Done too cold like snowman. Can drop my paper like postman. I make y'all run like roadman. If my money comes short like Conan.
I like that.
Hey, yeah.
And the thing I loved about her is that when we were having discussions about the double XL freshman cover, you know, the last 4 years, we all like, ugh.
Who are these people?
But other than JID, a lot of people said they liked her.
Okay.
So for them to call out a female like that, like I wish people went that hard when Rhapsody was on the double XL freshman cover, but people are really feeling her. Like she has a nice flow, and it's just, it's not complicated, it's not simple, and that confidence she oozes out, you gotta love that.
Do you think she would be the one to bring like UK rap into the US? Like put that on like on a major stage like that?
That's a really good question. I think she will be one of the few females that can bring it in. The reason why I say that is because I don't know if y'all ever heard of Little Sims with a Z. She started getting a lot of buzz down here. Like I saw her on a Beats commercial and all of that. She's one of my ultimate favorite hip hop. She doesn't like being called female MC, but that's what she is. But Little Sims is my ultimate favorite. But I think she can definitely bring a different flavor to it.
Okay.
But there are other artists that are definitely breaking in, like Skepta. Drake introduced us last year to a few gigs with Skepta and everything. So she definitely has a chance.
Gigs had the hardest verse on More Life. Just gonna say that.
Who did?
Gigs.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that, actually.
Like it made me like who's this?
And you see how he rapped and it was kind of off a little bit, because he's a grime artist.
See, but I think
Rapping
that's probably why
It's
he
supposed to
resonates.
be-
Yeah, because it's like, wait, hold on now.
That,
What?
that sound,
Okay.
the
That's
little
that
bit
old
of,
school Detroit.
Yeah, gave you some Renaissance
Did
feel.
something to my spirit. No.
Yeah, and another thing is she just had her mixtape leak the other day, and she's not too happy about it. But by the looks of it, tell me who you think her inspiration is with this album cover, because she's inspired, obviously, by Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown.
Yeah.
So she's definitely dope.
And hey, you're talking about women who set the rap game on fucking fire.
Yeah.
So it's more homage
Yeah.
than anything. And I think that speaks volumes of an artist who can say, you know what, no, this person inspired me, and be real with it. Not I'm trying to copy this or whatever the case is, but there's some inspiration there. So I'm with it.
So definitely check her out, Stefflon Don. Her mixtape comes out, I think, in the next month or two, and it's called Secure. So definitely let us know at the Spear what you think. I'm sorry, at that Boom Bap, what you think about her mixtape. And this brings us to the portion of the show that's sponsored by the Spear. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Spear. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the U.S., as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. So call us today at area code 832-772-7789. Or send an email over to advertise@thespear.tv.
There it is, folks. Exactly. Get that advertising.
I need that
in.
AK after that one.
Get that advertising. But yeah,
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. But Stefflon Don, I'm gonna have to
I wanna
dive
check
deeper
her out,
on her.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. I'm kind of hard. I'm a little harsh when it comes to female MCs because I want so much from them. Like I was surprised at Cardi B, but you know she doesn't write her own stuff. But she is definitely something.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh, she admits it and everything. That's one thing you gotta love about Cardi B. She doesn't hide anything.
I didn't know she didn't write her own stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't think that. And because she's obviously proud of that shit, that it doesn't take anything away from her. Like this
It
is
doesn't.
entertainment.
Yep,
Yeah, she wasn't.
exactly.
I'm sure she didn't write all her lines when she was on Real House. What was she on?
Love and
Love
hip
and
hop
Hip
in New
Hop,
York.
yeah.
I'll get all that shit fucked up.
It's all the same to y'all.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. Shit is what it is.
You get married, you end up having to watch it, but that's how you get to watch the playoffs, like uninterrupted.
sneak
It's
that
like,
in.
all right, I will watch
So
this,
into
but yeah,
You
yep.
gotta sew
Yep,
into
yep,
that
yep.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
man.
what's up though. Stefflon Don.
I'm gonna have to check her out.
Hell to the yes.
Let me know what y'all think too.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, real rap. What about did you mention Jay Prince earlier?
Oh God. Okay. He's my ultimate favorite. So we're gonna have my own international segment about Jay Prince. Jay Prince, not from Rap a Lot. Jay Prince from the UK.
Okay.
Yes, totally dope. You know, you and I could probably find a lot of. You can teach me a lot about some local people, and I can hopefully shed some light on some international people. We should do
We're
this.
going to link. Yeah.
All right, we'll do this.
Now is just Jay Prince fall into that grime category? Not to dive too
No.
deep, or he's just
Nope.
traditional hip hop
Yep.
and just
Okay.
fire.
Yep. And when you hear him, you can probably immediately tell who he's inspired by.
Okay.
The only negative thing I have to say that I don't like is that a lot of UK artists feel like the only way they can break in is sounding like they're from America.
Okay.
So it kind of takes away because I'm like, no, leave your accent.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, when I talk to a lot of people about hip hop, they're like, I can't get into that. Like his voice, his accent. I'm like, oh man.
That's
Remember
sucks.
Dipset? It was a group
Who you talking
SAS.
SAS. I don't
SAS.
remember
They was
I
part. They
don't
was
remember
under. They was underneath the. Because you know Dipset had a bunch of people. They
Yeah,
was like a
they
second
did.
tier. So they were one of like the first like UK, and that's how Dipset was able to get that global buzz because being connected with them.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
So like, and that's why I got used to like them rapping like hard stuff with like the London accents. So like, yeah,
Dude, that just blew me away.
I'm a student
Shit.
of the game.
See?
an audible ruckus. Yeah, hey, that's
I like it. I like
that's the
it.
plug right there. But speaking of which, what I'm hearing is there are things about these artists and international national artists that are benefits, obviously, that kind of can help them, especially if they're independent.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then there are also some things that are some hang-ups. What do y'all think are some of the best or most important things about being an independent artist? What do y'all think makes them stand out?
You ain't got to follow nobody else's guidelines. You
that. The
truly
freedom.
Yeah.
get to be yourself. And I know Chance the rapper isn't the first to really start it, but he's one of the first people to, in my opinion, to really glorify the fact that he is excited and ecstatic that he does not have to be tied down to anyone. And it shows. Like, people are like, well, how does he get all this money to help Chicago? And how do you get all this money to tour? It's like he literally just does commercials. He gets
Yeah.
his money from advertisement, and he gets his money from his loyal fan base. Like
Yep.
South by Southwest in Austin,
Yeah.
every single show was sold out, and this is before acid rap. So it's
That's
like
what I was
that
gonna say.
freedom.
When
so
you find
dope.
you have the freedom to create,
Yeah.
and then you find your niche, and you just focus on them, and they'll let you know like what they like and what they want, and as long as you continue to like appeal to them, then they'll like become champions for, and then keep going out. And if you convert 5 people, and they'll go tell like 5 more people, then they'll go tell 5 more people, then now you're at like 15, 20 something fans now.
Yeah.
And I think if artists would focus on that instead of trying to like capture the masses all at once, like it's a niche, and then just feed the base over and over again.
I agree to that shit. I found out about this cat, Nick Grant, and I heard him, and I'm a big Sway in the Morning fan. So a lot of times I'm religiously in the morning time. I'm listening, and I'm not just listening as a fan. I'm listening as a student, right? So I'm aware of the sound effects they use, how they break to music, how they come back, the bumpers. I'm
Yeah.
all of that shit. I'm watching you, Sway. I'm listening to you. Just in case you checking us out, shit, I'm checking y'all out. But I heard this cat come on after Saha the Prince.
Okay.
Now Saha
Yeah.
is
He's
one
dope.
of the barest dudes
Yeah.
I fucking know.
Yeah.
And for Nick Grant to come on after him and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And murder this shit. And this was a few years ago. Independent artist.
Yep.
But he, as you just mentioned, which made me think about him, he stuck to his gun.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring hot bars and I'm going to have this flow that doesn't sound like anything today. I'm the newest artist out that sounds like early 90s Nas. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Big L. Like I'm in this lane,
Yeah.
dropping these bars, and you hear it all throughout his music. So it's like once you find your niche as that independent, that shit can manifest to a whole bunch of different things. You just got to have the right way to do that. And of course, when you do that, the dollars will follow. You ain't got to chase the goddamn money. The money will come. Speaking of money coming, this particular portion of the show is sponsored by the Houston Housewives of Finance. So, did you know that only 4 states in the United States offers financial education? 33% or more than 77 million of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month. And 39% of adults said they don't have enough in savings. Don't become one of these statistics, folks. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your personal and complimentary financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or send an email over to info@HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. Ask them how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services. And I know this to be true because I don't even got kids yet. They already got my kids squared away. These ladies are fire. Make sure y'all get with them. Get your finances in order. Real rap. But yeah, man, don't chase the money. That shit'll come. Chase your art.
I think and a lot of we follow the industry a lot. So there has been this transition the past, like I say 5 to 8 years or whatever. But you think an artist like Big Crit, so to speak, who he has a niche audience, but he was part of that old guard of you got to get caught up in the major and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of it overshot the mark. So they like are trying to push him out to other people that won't necessarily understand him, because I feel like he embodies kind of that old South. And I when I first listened to him, it was like 2012, and I say like it's like if somebody took UGK, Outkast, 8 Ball MJG, 3 6 Mafia, like all the stuff you love, the Dungeon Family, all that, and just dumped it in a gumbo pot.
Yeah, I agree to that.
So if you can't appreciate that music, you're not gonna appreciate him. And then you have to remember, all those people I named, they fought hard to be accepted, like not purposely, but like it took a while for the rest of the world to catch on to them.
Yeah.
So you embody that in the one person, and he has to compete against a sound that shifted to, like, it left that behind.
Yeah.
Everybody switched to trap,
Some
mumble
other
rap.
shit.
Yeah. So now it's like, okay, you're stuck at a label now, and they don't know what to do with you. They didn't know what to do with your forefathers. Now this new sound, and now they're stuck in a bind where it's like, okay, well, no, we're going to have to, like, shift everything towards the mumble rap, so we can't do anything for you. So he's stuck because he's like, well, the label's supposed to do this and that for me, and he didn't know how to, like, really reach out to his niche like that.
Yeah, but
And that's tough, though,
It's
because
very
it's
tough.
like you see an artist that has a potential to be way bigger than what they are,
Yes.
and a label now has robbed them of that, and now you're on that contract for so long.
Yep.
So many artists that we see.
Yeah,
with
Lupe
that struggle.
Fiasco had a similar fight,
Yeah.
breaking up with his goddamn label.
Yeah.
But
Lil
it's-
Wayne.
Yeah.
That struggle. I think we all feeling that struggle.
But the freedoms are what's so important, right?
Right.
The freedom to get that artwork out. One of the reasons why I love Big Crit is because, to me, this from Catalactica to his latest piece, and the title of it escapes me because Catalactica was so powerful to me.
Forever is a mighty long time.
Was it Forever is my? Yeah, I think that's it. Forever is a mighty long time. That shit, bruh. Those two different.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, yo, like this is fire, and I love to hear these artists evolve into what I feel like they're supposed to be. They're like these, sometimes when they do have these breakups or this push away from the majors, it's like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yes.
And you get artistry, not business.
It's a guy. He's my favorite. I guess he's still independent, but Freddie Gibbs out of Gary, Indiana. He's one of my. And so I've been following his career.
Yeah.
Like since he left Jeezy, and a lot of people stopped listening to him because he wasn't with Jeezy. But to your point, it allowed him the freedom to rap the way that he wanted to rap.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's an acquired taste because I've seen him shift into a lot of different directions with his music. But for the core fans that have been following him from like, I say, Straight Killer No Filler, Miseducation of Freddie Gibbs to the Jeezy material, then on to ESGN, Pinata, and I think You Only Live Twice, all of those. And then, you know what I'm saying, watching his evolution, but seeing like, okay, he found his niche and he's just focused on feeding that. Because I think too, and even back to the Big Crit point, these labels will like have statistics and spreadsheets and say, oh, you're according to sales in Nebraska, they're not really filling you out there. Okay, but you're basing it on analytics. But are you really sending street teams, which they're not because the industry cuts the budgets and stuff. But being out in these venues and seeing the people,
old school way will always still work. Will always still work. I mean, you need to get your audience, and you need to be able to have your audience feel that you're relatable and that you're in close reach. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, there's a lot of artists that I wish they never signed to a major label and they would still be making dope music now. Like, I remember when Chameleon first signed with Universal. I was so sad. I was so
You already knew what time it was?
Yes, and I remember meeting him. Oh, my God. And I was just like, oh, my God, I'm a huge fan. But please don't let them get you. And he laughed at me. He was like, okay, I won't. But he never made nothing really major after that, like at all. And even Slim Thug, that he did that. 2005 was a year for Houston. That was our year.
Yeah.
And everyone was signing major, but now like nobody is really just checking for them unless it's like homegrown or day one fans.
Yep.
But another example is Kyle. Have you followed Kyle? Kyle, I think he was on the XXL freshman cover last year, but I've been following him for like 4 or 5 years. And Kyle, Kyle, you can just look him up on YouTube. And his visuals are dope. He's on the same realm as Chance and Gambino. When they first started out. He's in the same wave as them. And I'm like, what is he doing now? Like, nothing. And I think he just signed a major deal. Him and G-Eazy used to hang around each other a lot. So he's from that group. But I just wish some people would work hard and stay independent.
Yeah, you're right. When you spoke about fucking Slim, and then 2005 is when he released Already Platinum. That's when he got with Pharrell. And it was like, no, this doesn't work. This isn't you, Thugger. Like, it's not you.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until now we see another Slim Thug that I've never seen before, even through all his other music, like the maturity he has and still being able to make dollars in a region and live the lifestyle he wants to live and deliver the content he wants to deliver. That's hard to beat.
But that blueprint was originated here in Houston.
Yeah.
Like they were the ones who taught people the game. Like I read the Jay Prince book. I mean, I already knew this, but it gave more insight as far as how he was able to do that, and even to the point where he mentored the Master P's who made it more global and made it in Cash Money, and he taught them, and that spread throughout the South. You know what I'm saying? He taught them like this is the formula for that, and I feel like a lot of these artists, when they came through in 2005, now I'm watching it from afar. Sure. And we was jamming Screw and the Michael Watts, the Swisher House tapes and stuff.
In Detroit?
Yes. Like, it got all the way up there. And we were like, who are these people? Now, me being a student, I'm just like, no, I have to go deeper. Like, we was introduced to, like, the Mike Jones, the Slim Thugs, the Chameleonaires. But then I'll go another level deeper. I get the Trader Truths, the Zeros, the Lil Kikis, you know what I'm saying? ESG.
Fat Pat.
Mo.
So I'm like,
Grace.
Fat Pat was I say criminally underrated. And I feel like if Fat Pat was still here, like the sound of Houston would have went a completely different direction. Because I didn't hear Tops drop until I moved down here.
Yeah.
And I was listening. I'm like, what the hell is this? This is amazing. I'm sending it back home to my people. I was like, bro, nah. Because Detroit, the problem with Detroit music is Detroit, I'm not going to say the problem because I don't want nobody beat me up when I go back home. Detroit, we didn't have that signature identity the way you guys had it down here.
Yeah.
We had like 5 different sounds. Yeah. So you got the Big Sean's, which is his own sound. You got the Eminem and Royce da 5'9", which is the lyrical sound. Then you got the T Grizzly, which everybody resonates with the T Grizzly sound. And where like with Jeezy, that's why everybody loved Jeezy so much in Detroit, because he reminded them of that. But again, I say that to say, when you're finding your niche, you have to figure out what your audience likes. So as an independent artist and everything, I feel like having a team in place. Like, even like, for instance, like you mentioned, like having your wife out in these shows and stuff, like, so you get off the stage, you killing it, and well, they were kind of rocking to it, or maybe they didn't really like that second song that you switched to.
Constructive.
But you have actual feedback, and it's like, okay, well, I know what my audience likes. You know, being on social media, like after the show, engaging them, seeing what they got to say. Those things help you like get an idea. And then to the point with Chance, you just build that leverage up. So if you sit down in front of a major, because a lot of these artists, they just want the money. And that's cool.
That's cool,
Their situation, it's like, okay, I understand why you want it, but you got to have leverage to be able to negotiate. So if they slide that 360 in front of you, you could say to a Chance level, I book out my own shows. I have my own booking agent. I have my own marketing team. So you're going to have to give me more money. I don't need you to do this and that. We have a marketing agency that we already partner with to do all our advertising for us. So no, you give us something else. And if you're hot enough, then they're going to bend to that. Yeah.
And also, just to say this is, Houston rappers, they may not have had a major album or something that sold and went platinum all the way across, but none of our rappers from Houston struggling.
No.
All of them are smart. Business.
Yeah, they know the
So
game.
I just wanted to make sure I said that in case somebody that's not familiar with Houston rap doesn't know that. But Chameleonaire ain't struggling at all. Slim Thug ain't struggling, and they still make music that we still go to the shows and go see. Regardless.
Slim just had a 20th anniversary show last week. 20 years.
It looked like it was packed out.
Yeah, shit's crazy, man. The power of an independent artist, man. The freedom.
It's powerful.
The freedom, man.
I think another one of my top 5 favorite of all time, E40. Watching his longevity in the game and seeing how, like, and him talking business, and he was like, I think he said it's like a 83-17 split his way. That's what he negotiated, and that's what he re-ups on, and that's what he does. Like that, period. But he learned that coming to the South, because I think he went to college for a little bit in Grambling, so he hung out down around here, and then like hanging out with Too Short, hanging out with UGK and them, and was able to just learn the vibe out there, but then take it back to Oakland and everything, and then that's how Oakland got that independent like structure. Yeah.
Hey, so learning the game, and that's the thing. Once you share that shit, you pay that shit forward. Everybody eats, man.
Yep.
Everybody eats.
That's the key.
The resources are infinite. We just got to realize that shit. We can all thrive. Thrive and prosper. Just like an Audible Ruckus, man.
Yeah.
Thriving
trying.
and prospering, man. That's what it is, brother. Well, my G, we definitely appreciate you on the show today,
thank y'all for
brother.
having me. This is fun.
Man, no, this is what we do. This is what we built this shit, man. For all the people that are tuned in to us right now, we got people in Spain, Jamaica, Japan. We got people all over the fucking world that listen and watch this show. Let them know where they can get in touch with you, where they can find you, where they can subscribe to your goddamn podcast.
For sure. Y'all can look me up. I'm on iTunes. I'm on Stitcher. I'm on Google Play. I'm on iHeartRadio. I'm on Pocket Cast. I have a partnership with Slaughterhouse Radio every Saturday night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time on slaughterhouse.com. Go to my website, inaudibleruckus.com. Make sure y'all buy a t-shirt. I'm selling t-shirts, man. inaudibleruckus.com/shop. Follow me on Instagram, inaudibleruckus_podcast. I'm on Twitter, inaudible RAUC1, and like our Facebook page, Inaudible Ruckus Podcast.
There it is, man. This boy's
He had it together.
Shit. Layla, where can the good people reach you at, my dear?
After that, I feel like, dang, I need to do more work.
Muscle memory.
I'm thinking I'm like, same shit. I'm over here like, fuck, we need to get some. I need a partnership or something.
Right. Okay. Well, hey, y'all. You can find me on IG, Snapchat, Twitter, Layla_E1. And you can also talk a lot of hip hop noise and give me some more info on anybody that you want me to check out on the Facebook group, Layla_E. So definitely hit me up, because I am totally interested in the knowns of the unknowns. So let me know what's hot.
There it is. And of course, if y'all need to reach me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Pornhub, Ashley Madison. I'm everywhere at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. You got any questions about what we do here on the show, or you know a dope-ass independent or international artist, you want them to come our way, shoot us an email, boombap at thesphere.tv or hit us across social media at thesphere.tv. Use our coveted hashtag that boom bap, and we'll damn sure get back with you. And if we don't tell you anything else, remember, folks, rap minus lies equals hip hop, and that's that boom bap. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.